about God. Original God. You know, I ain't know it was like gangster, original gangster. You know, and the flip side to God is called easing God up. I mean, ego, the flip side to ego is called easing God up. I can't ease God up today, man. He's too good for me, man. He's too good to me. You know, so I listened to him by doing those things that I used to do in jail that got me clean and sober. I'm never going to change him. Even today, you know, when we think of each month, for each month in the program of recovery, there's a principle that we follow. But also those same principles in the martial arts. There's a book that I wrote. Now, this is funny, too, because I wrote this book in jail. It was on the new author's bestsellers list. Now, when the author came to me and said, write your own book, I'm like, me, my own book? I'm the same guy in the hood that was stealing magazines from the bookstore because we were so poor. But everything in this book, it's a company called Human Kinetics, it's one of the biggest publishing companies in the world. When they came to me and said, hey, we want to write a book on you, and we want the book to be about Kung Fu, this is once again what you do with your idle time. My sponsor told me, he said, the problem with you never learned to love yourself. I love me. I'm not saying I think I'm good, but in the jail cell, I learned to be okay with me. That's why when I get in my car every day, I don't turn on the radio. I put on a motivational tape. Because I'm not going to let you control my mind and make me listen to what you want me to listen to. I'm going to put my mind on something that's going to help me become a better person. So anybody tell you, only listen to things that's going to uplift me and motivate me. So when they came to ask me to write that book, I said I will never write a book on Kung Fu because I'm beyond a system of martial arts. Now I can write a book on the principles of martial arts, and basically, guess what? All these are principles of AA. So it was God's way. I still don't know how this happened. This is what freed me in jail. So while everybody was in the day room fussing over, Young and the Restless, and all this stuff, I stayed in myself. When we talk about we don't have any control, I never got in one fight in jail. And everybody knew I practiced martial arts. You ain't supposed to practice martial arts in jail. But the guards let me practice. When I worked in the kitchen, guys would come in like, yo, give me more motherfucking potatoes. Anybody know, little guy like me. But a guy, once again, there's a messenger somewhere around you. Guy tapped me on the back and said, what you trying to do? You trying to stay or go home to your son? He said, well, see that? Walk through all the men and go and apologize to that man. I had to walk through the kitchen of hundreds of men and walk over to one man and say, sir, I'm sorry. I just want to go home. I'm sorry. Yeah, when I walked away, he said, yeah, I told you he was a weak ass, whatever. But that didn't matter. Because you know what? I realized how me and that man became spiritual brothers. Because when next time I seen him, he went. And I went. And when I really knew how God was working, one day on count, when I came out from count, because I don't talk to nobody, a guy came up to me, and he said, here, bro, I want to give you this, because I think you can understand it. It was a little white book called The Book of Secrets. When I read that book, it showed me that there were no secrets. What I had to do was learn to love me. I had to be okay with me. I'm like, why in the hell would this guy who never spoke to me give me this? It was God speaking through him, through me, to see that I was changing. And if you change, just like we all know, I mean, we've been locked up. We was in that game. When you go uptown, what's the first thing everybody do? Because before you got locked up, when they seen you come like, yo, he bagging, don't tell him I'm here. You know what he doing? He bagging. He want a hookup. Come on. Right?
That's right.
They see you coming. Even people in the house start turning off the lights and locking the door. I know he wants some money. Don't let him in. Right?
That's right.
When you get fresh, you got the glow, and you come home, what's the first thing everybody do? Come on, let's be real.
Hit you off.
Hit you off. How do people that love you give you death again? Before you went in, they was hiding from you, trying to keep death from you. Now you got God. They want to give you death. But we all know once they give you that one, they ain't going to give you no more.
That's right.
And you gone.
That's right.
Right? I had to think about that, man. So when I think about all these things, everybody tell you I wake up 3 o'clock in the morning. Because if I can get up and chase death, I can get up and chase life. Yeah. That's why I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I know somebody in the hood outside right now trying to catch me sleeping. Because the devil's at work. While we in here right now, he out there doing push-ups, training his crew to get you. You think they sleeping? Come on. We all did bad stuff. The best time to get the person that was sleeping was when they thought nobody was looking, right? So why you think that same energy ain't trying to get you while you here? You here to get better. I don't care if you sitting here saying, nah, I don't care about this. God told me once the parachute open, you can't close it back up. So once you know the truth, too late, baby. You should have stayed out there. Because now you cannot make a claim for ignorance ever again in your life. Amen. And whenever you go back to do any of that bad stuff, your conscience is going to come on. You probably die faster now because you know you shouldn't be doing what you're doing now. So if I'm just like, if we brothers, God got me here not because I'm that smart and I'm that intelligent. He got me here because it's my duty to tell you that I don't know how I made it from where you at. But you can make it from where you at right now. And fuck a prison record. Because that ain't going to hold you back. That's an excuse. I got a prison record. You want to see it? The whole world has seen it. But you know what? Policemen walk right through that door and have me teaching their kids. Yeah, that's how God works. They say that they ain't going to give you a job. Well, find a way to build a career in some trade that you got. Come on. If you take a hustler and get him to take whatever skill he got and learn how to align it with some type of work out there, and guess what? So what? You got to work at McDonald's or Burger King to tell you to get on your feet. Come on, man. But guess what? When I came home from jail and my parents and everybody turned on me and told me I couldn't stay with them, when my niece gave me $20 to get on a Greyhound bus, as soon as I got off the bus, I got a job at Burger King in Georgetown. In a week, the manager had me going to the bank to pick up money. What? What? Come on, man. Money? Huh?
That's what I need.
Oh, my God. But you know what? God was saying, son, let me see what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what you're going to do. It's so funny. Because I passed that test, when I opened this school, the same guy that gave me the opportunity in Georgetown ran the Burger King up the street. And when my students came in with BAM, he said, I know that man. I know that man. And my students and their parents came back and said, we met a man that met you, Mr. BAM. He said you was a good man. Bruh. I love you, man. And I don't know you, but I love you. Amen. You succeeding in doing what God intended for us to do make some kid out there never have to follow the path that we had to go.
That's right. Come on, man.
What should I say what the guy told me? Only one of us going to make it. Damn, that's hard to say. Only one of us going to make it. I'm still trying to make it, man. Because I don't want to believe that I have made it. None of this matters. I get up every day and I'm meeting with you because I just don't want to go back. I know if I go back, I'm not coming back to AA and saying I have relapse. Right. And I'm not going back to jail because even though I made it out, I can't handle that no more.
That's right. Come on.
So I'm dying. And because I don't want to die that way, I got to keep showing up. And can I be real with you? Can I get even realer?
Yeah.
Even when you sit here right now and you feel like you want to doze off, bruh, God told me, he said the moment I dozed off, I missed something.
That's right. That's right.
So I had to be disciplined because I learned how to run business from some of the most famous business people in the world. And before I went to jail, every time he was talking, I used to run to the bathroom because I was throwing up because I was at the club all weekend. So when I had to do statistics for my business, I was always lying about the statistics. And when I said I was going to the bathroom, I was throwing up. And every time this old man was talking to me about business, I'd be like that. But then when I was in jail, because I went to everything that talked about God, in the nation they said men got to sit a certain way, men don't close their eyes, and men should always have a watch and always be on time and always take notes. It don't matter where the truth comes from, because I went wherever God was talking about, because I went wherever God was at, I'm there. So I say that, I'm just saying, my students will tell you, little kids, they will never catch me sleeping. I'm 53 years old, and I can still run out there and do a backflip. They think I'm crazy, because when I go to the gym, I get on the treadmill goes up to 15. I run it to 15. You know why? Because when I was hitting that pipe one time, I used to think that I would never be able to do what I'm doing. So you know what? Because I don't ever want to go that close to death ever again, I'm going to do whatever's out here, and I'm going to take it to the max. Because my wife don't know why I'm running like that. I'm running from what I used to be so I can become all what God intends for me to be. And man, it's just beginning.
That's good stuff.
You know, so with this book, and with another special book that I told Mr. Everhart I'm giving him to rewrite for me, because that's another thing that I do every morning. I'm writing a book. I'm writing something, some kind of way God's telling me how to talk to people. So I write movies. I do all this stuff. I just came, a little kid from Lafayette Projects putting Bruce Lee pictures up on the wall. I just came back from New York, judging a Marvel comic book TV show for people to be in a new TV show called Cage. Now me, they know what I've been through. Everybody knows. But when I walked through, they said, man, there's something about that man that I want. I know it ain't me. I know it's some type of spirit or whatever it may be. So I still got to pinch myself and see if it's real. So one of the books I wrote when a guy first told me to come up with this whole warrior mindset, and you will probably appreciate where the warrior mindset comes from. You heard of Damon John before, right? Mm-hmm. Fubu? Mm-hmm. He's on the TV show Shark Tank. Mm-hmm. Well, one day I had this guy I teach. We was here and he hadn't heard my story. And he said, man, I got to hook you up with somebody. So he hooked me up with this guy who was the manager of a guy that wrote a book called Westmore. You ever heard of a book called The Other Westmore? Real popular book. It's New Authors Bestsellers list. You gotta read the book, man. It's real powerful. It's a true story about these two guys called Westmore. One was a criminal and one went off to college. And I think the one that went off to college got a show on Oprah Network. But anyway, him, Ray Lewis, Damon John, all of us, some kind of way, ended up where we were going on tour together. I still can't remember this, but this is how God worked. I swear I ain't lying to you. Because I was trying to get into branding, I had read all of Damon John's books before I met Damon John. And how in the hell do now I meet Damon John? And his manager has became my mentor. So when he heard my story, he said, "Man, out of all these corporate people out here, none of them have a story like you." He said, "Bro, can you imagine what you can do to corporate America if I can just get you structured?" He said, "We got to figure out something. When I heard your story, you're a warrior. We got to call that the warrior's mindset." So it ain't come from me.